Okay, welcome once again. You're watching the next part of my behind the scenes artwork creation for my new computer game I'm working on, one of my new games, which is called Vast World. And I'm making a lot of animated cartoons, as you know, which I really love to focus on mainly, but I'm also making some little games here and there, computer games. And the next game that's coming up is called Vast World. And if you've been watching the series so far on my videos, I've been making videos showing the creation of all of the artwork for the game. We're going for a kind of rough style, but some of the scenes have actually got a little bit more detailed art too, at least within my limitations of my ability in drawing and painting. Anyway though, if you want to see more of my art, like different drawing and painting that I'm doing, plus other videos showing how I do it, and more animation and comics and much better cartoons from me and animation and stuff like that, well, there's going to be so much more coming along with different styles too. Some more along the lines like manga inspired, and some stuff which is more cartoony, like fun inspired. So, you know, thank you for watching. Let's get back onto this. You're watching part 12 right now of this. Okay, well now we're talking about drawing what's behind the doors of the king. If you've not been following the story so far, we have a map in the game. I created this little plan route map, mainly to show like myself how things are planned in what sequence parts of the game. And I've taken you through this already in the other videos, but basically we've gone through this, and in the last two videos we've reached this part here. We've got King 1 and King 2, which are basically two doors of one king. He gives you a choice of which door you want to go through, and I've drawn both of those doors out in the last video, which you would have seen, part 11 of this. And now we're going to do the last two images for these two. So behind each door there's going to be a thing, one good, one bad. So let's get on with this. If I can do both of those scenes for this, you know, video, that would be good, but I don't know yet. Maybe one per video. Let's see how well we go. The first one is going to be the positive door. We have the positive door and the negative door. Door 2 being the negative one, but you get like a bad ending, so to speak. We have a good ending too. And what we're going to have is a picture of the sea. I've decided to literally make it so that when you go through that door, you end up on a beach, or we're looking at a beautiful sea scene. Okay, so I know I've done these before, but I'm going to do this pretty simple. I think it's kind of like a simple one I can do, so let's get on with this. Okay. So how are we going to do this? If you hold on 1 second while I just check something. Okay, so I'm back. Please excuse me, I just went to make myself a cup of tea, and damn, it's hot, so let me just turn down that air conditioner a little bit. Beep, and away we go. Okay. Oh yeah, let's do it. So right now I'm gonna go ahead with this. Okay, I've decided what I'm gonna do is go for a real simple scene. I'm gonna use this pink we've got here, but I'm gonna just slightly bump it up to a reddish, it's kind of like stronger color. And we're gonna make like a sunset. Okay, a beautiful sunset kind of scene. I wasn't gonna go for a sunset, I really wasn't, but I've decided to do it. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to duplicate this up, go for a darker, slightly darker one, just simply cut off the top of this to show the sea, bam, like this, okay, like so, and you get the idea. Okay. You know, we've got some texture in there anyway, so it looks kind of like that, you know. Another thing we're going to have to do, I think, is go with like a fade in a moment. I think we'll do it now, even though that's kind of dodgy. But I'm gonna go with a soft eraser with a lower opacity on the eraser itself, on a straight line, if I can do that. Will it let me? Yeah, well, good. I know. Yeah, just gradually fade some of that out in the distance so it gets brighter. You know, yeah, that kind of thing. You see. Right, a bit more on this corner there. Okay. Okay, so there we go. Now, it doesn't have to really be so sharp like that, but you know, I'm going to go for a little bit more of a dangerous thing. I've merged them together, as I say. Alright, I'm just going to go over like this, how it is, alright, like that. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to duplicate that up, okay? I don't know, it's a little bit over blurred in the distance with that horizon, but still it's okay. I'm going to go for a dark colour here, and you're going to see why, but you're not going to see right away. We're going to keep that lower layer underneath for now. I'm going to make another layer on top, and I'm going to start, well, first things first, I'm going to add the sun in there. That's what I'm going to do. Let's do it right now. Oh yeah. I'm not going to have one of these big sunsets. I'm just going to have a little one like this. I like to have those. Sometimes those are powerful too, you know. It's going to be pretty low. It's going to be pretty, not too low actually, because otherwise it'll be like darker in the sky. I think we're going to have it a little bit. We're going to have a bit darker in the sky later on. I'm going to darken certain areas here in the foreground, just above and below. We're going to do that. Okay, we're going to have a blurry version underneath, so like, you know, I'll choose, you know, hard light for the layer. Choose the spray and low opacity, lowish opacity, and just give a bit of a, see that there, see how powerful that is. Add a bit of that to it and y'all be blowing light in people's faces. Okay, now so there we go, I just merged it up. Okay, I'm going to merge that, please excuse me. Turn the visibility off of those two. Go to layer, go to merge all, bang, the visible ones that is. Turn those back on, bring that back to the top. Okay, so that's one layer now. Okay, so the sun's on one layer. We're going to go in between the sun and the sky, and we're going to add a little bit of a a yellow blur. I'm going to go to overlay and turn the opacity of the layer down and the low opacity on the brush itself, and just paint a bit of yellow across the sky here, and you see how the yellow comes off into the sun. You know, I love to do these sunset scenes. I really do enjoy doing it, you know. And I'm going to do a little bit on the sea here as well, because it's like lighting up, you know. And we're going to have anyway a bit of white like reflection on the sea also. Okay, so let's go on a layer above that. It's really great to work with layers, you know. This is what I love about digital art, you know. I really love that, because you can have all these layers, and it's like such a powerful thing to work with the layers, arrange the layers, and you've got these blending modes. You can adjust things very freely. Now, some digital artists, they like to still work in a traditional way, like not using too much layers. You know, they like to, you know, try to just use one layer and challenge themselves, like you do in traditional art. And in traditional art, that's what you do a lot of. You know what I mean? You do a lot of that. You'd work to, you know what I mean? You just have to work on one layer of one paper, canvas, whatever, you know, and you just have to literally just do the best you can, you know, to just blend, change, merge, and it's just a different art. What I would say is it's a different art style, different styles of creating what you want to create, which is the visuals that you want to create, you know what I mean, as a scene. So in my opinion, alright, I won't say either anyways better or worse, you know what I mean, because the most important thing is the scene you're trying to create. The scene you're trying to create, you know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter how you did it. If you've got that scene at the end of the day, that's what it is. You've won. At the end of the day, you know. Now I'm just doing my best here. I'm just doing whatever I can with this reflections here on the sea. Okay, and again I need to do a few things here. I need to merge those two layers down as one layer. All the sunlight, you know, move it back up to the top, and that's one thing. Now we need to do something else here now. Okay, we need to we really do, we need to I think a good thing to do now would be to merge these 3 layers. You know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to merge all of them and just make another copy. Okay, watch this. I'm going to merge all of the layers. I'm going to make a duplicate of this one and make it darker, like, and then I'm going to bring that below. And now you watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to start drawing on another layer on top of all of this some waves. Okay, we've not even done the beach yet, damn it. We should work on that beach first. I think we should work on the beach first. That's a good point, actually. Yeah, okay. Okay, we're doing it. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, good. So let's do that. Let's make the beach right now, and we're just going to make it a really simple beach. I'm going to go with just the lasso tool there. I don't know why they call it lasso. I call it a lasso, right? But I don't know if that's my mispronunciation. That's what I grew up with, people saying lasso. You know what I mean? Cowboy movies and stuff. Lasso. But there's a lasso, and this is a different pronunciation and something I don't know, you know, from wherever that come from. Now I'm going with a bit of shading on here. On here. Oh, here. Adding a bit of a pink on top of here. Okay. I'm going to go with that spray. I forgot this. Spray paint. A bit too strong. Let's go lighter. Okay. And the reason why is so we can add a little bit of that kind of effect with the light, because it is that time of day. Select, deselect. Okay, now we're going to go make it darker. Make it darker. Okay. Okay, now we're going to duplicate that. Don't worry. Make a lighter version of that as we do. Go with a very low opacity soft eraser. Okay, and then we're going to hold on. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's not working. Why? Because I had... Wow, I didn't know it does that. Opposite of an eraser? Oh, okay. No, it's the dark and the light. That's why I had the light one on top. Okay, I think that's still a bit too wrong, but I'm going to merge those two down. It's just a case of experimentation. Go full up the level of that saturation. I'm going to change the colour slightly too. Slightly more yellow-ish. Just experimenting basically now, okay. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to choose Protect Alpha. Choose the yellowish colour we've got there with a spray paint, light opacity, large brush tip, and just paint across there to kind of like make it all like, get rid of that, some of that greenish grey we've got there. We don't need that in there. Damn it. And that's okay, because that's what we want. I'm going to duplicate that, make that one, make the top one a bit darker, you know. Then I'm going to go in and start erasing some of that top. So erasing some of that top there to show some of that texture there. Now what I'm going to do is with that I'm going to make it a blur. I think for this, okay, we're not really going to see, because this is more like a hilly type thing where it's like, look, it's a bit above, isn't it? We're looking down, so we can't really see where the water meets the beach as such. You see what I'm trying to say? So for this one, I think we're going to have the waves coming up behind it, just splashing up just ever so slightly, if we see any waves at all. So I've hit it with that blur here, quite a high blur there. Hit it with the saturation again up. Go to like a reddish, pinkish kind of tone. Brightness up. Just playing around with this. Saturation down, brightness down. Just playing with different things to see what we got. Even bringing it down like on the opacity. Just things like that. Just testing stuff, you know. But I don't think that's a good thing. We're going to leave it like that. It's okay, I think. It is actually okay. Last thing we can do is play with the levels a little bit, like bring them more together so it's less contrasted. And there, we kind of got it now. But I think we're just going to leave it like that. That looks okay. Okay, we're just going to have it like that, okay? Right, I can have two silhouettes here walking on the beach, and that'd be quite a nice scene, right? We're going to take some of that dark pink as well from the sky, and we're going to start making some kind of like cloudy / sunset kind of sky effects too, and add a little bit of light reflecting off them from the white too. So we're going for like a nice painting for this end scene, and it is really like the most beautiful ending scene in the whole game, basically. It's supposed to be anyway, so that's why we've gone for a nicer picture kind of thing as well, you could say. Okay, now we're going to go in between this beach thing here, this beach, and this beach. We're going to go in and we're going to choose a white. We're going to just choose a normal white brush, pen tip, and we're going to start going in with a thin pen, adjusting the opacity of the brush and the layer as we do so. The waves are going to be like more visible closer up, you know. So I'm going to go with full opacity on the layer. We'll just mess around with the opacity on the brush, and then maybe adjust this opacity on the layer as we need to, kind of thing. So we're still doing the same thing, really, adjusting them both. You know. So we got like white foam, just what I've done from my studies, like on the top of the waves there, and then when they come crashing down and hit the water again, you got like more of that, you know. And then you got the ripples and things, you know, things like that. And that's how it basically works. And then obviously you're in the tide bit, and that, you know, where the, what do you call it, where the water lines hit the shore, but we're not having that here because that's not what that is. In this, that beach part in the front there is more like a hilly kind of scene, you know. And notice how I'm doing different kind of shaped arced waves, not too pointy, not all long either, some little ones and little marks here, you know, and they're like coming underneath here where the waves are. And then what the fun part is what you do is you make them more faded out and less visible as they go further out, and thinner and less, okay, like you don't have to do so many farther out in the distance, see above here. You don't need to do that. Obviously when you're looking at the real sea, when you're out looking at the sea, you can study, but also you'll notice that you can see like glistening and stuff, like glistening lovely beautiful light on the sea and stuff like that, you know, as well, you know. But what I'm going to do here, as I say, is what I'm going to do, okay, cleaning a few things up here, I'm going to show you, okay, in a moment. I'm going to do a bit of like this behind here as well. You see how it's just behind the beach, you see here, just coming up, maybe like splashing up, you see what I mean, like that kind of thing. It's so funny, like I'm trying to talk like I know what I'm doing and stuff. I kind of do, but it's like I'm just practicing and just trying to do what I can, you know. Yeah, that's more closer, like closer up here anyway, you see. Yeah man, it's coming out alright. And I think we don't need to overdo it, you know what I mean? It's like that, not too strong, it's like this, but like just like that kind of thing. Not too low either, but you know, but like that. You could do, I mean, you could have it like, you could do a duplicate of that, you see, and then start like erasing with a soft eraser, like erasing bits and pieces, you know what I mean, if you wanted to do it like that. And now for that I'm just going to basically just merge those down quickly, layer merge, or meaning those two that we've got there, put that up here, boom, okay, hold on, excuse me, excuse me for 1 second. Okay, so that's that. Okay, now we're going to start making use of that the dark layer, what we've got below the dark layer, and I'm going to choose the eraser tool, and I'm going to start erasing areas of the water that I want to be darker, like closer, and then like underneath the waves and stuff, and in between the ripples and waves, and that's going to make them stand out more. Okay, that's what I've learned, you know what I'm saying, that's how you do. Now for this I could go with like a normal brush, and I think that would probably be the best way to do it, but I don't know why something's telling me to go for a soft eraser and just try it with a low opacity first. So yeah, you know, the thing is you don't want it to end up looking like sand, you know. But you know, working it right, you can do some good stuff. You know, I think what I'll do is I'll just go with the pen, just to be pen on set to eraser mode, and that'll be better. So I'm adding really dark areas under certain areas here, in between, see, in certain areas, okay, just around those waves, under the waves, around the waves and stuff. And then I'm going to lower the opacity, make a slightly lower brush there, and do some of that, and go in between and just play around with it until you know, see, I'm getting all these marks. And don't forget, the further you go out, like into the distance, the less visible everything is anyway, you know what I mean. But the only thing is, as I say, you need, as I say, don't forget, a level of dark to show the light. So wherever there is light, if you want to like show that more, you want to have some dark, and if you want to show the dark, you're going to have some light. You see how I'm doing that in the distance going across there? That is actually doing these marks. It is actually making it look more like water anyway, see. And I think we could have a little bit more white out there in the water. Don't you see it? Oh yeah. I'm just mucking around. I was fucking with y'all. I ain't shit out there, man. Ain't shit out there, boy. I'm saying, no. But yeah, I'm just gonna have it like that, you know. Turn this down a little bit, you see, and we've got our scene kind of thing. I think the beach is not looking as good as it could be, so I'm gonna add some like texture, and I'm gonna go with a dust. I'm gonna go with a dust. I'm gonna go with a dusty like brush. Try and see what we can get here. I'm gonna go on to another layer with that. I'm going to set it to clipping, and I'm going to turn down the opacity, and you see how that gives it some kind of ish, you know what I'm saying. Go for light, go for dark, some dark areas, you know, that spacing and stuff, and that kind of gives it somewhat, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean. Bring that down. Now, you know, go for like different blending modes and stuff, try things like that, go for like colour, try different things, you know, until you just feel it looks right, maybe like that. Merge that down, I'm going to merge it down, play with the opacity and stuff a little bit, the brightness, maybe the colour, see, until we get something that looks a bit better. You know, sometimes you don't need that opacity so strong. You don't need it to be that strong sometimes. And again, with the levels, you can balance that down a little bit, you see. See, I don't like the way it's just looking so grey right now, you know what I mean? It's a little bit too grey. I'm going to choose another layer, go to clipping and choose a spray or something, just really quickly, just I don't know what. Some yellow or something here, so you're going to go over that with a yellow, just don't worry about it, you know. And then I'm going to tone that down on the there we go. I'm going to turn that down now, the saturation, not white, but you know, darker, a bit darker too. You want it to look more like a beach after all, like a beer after all. Excuse me. No, I think we're just going to go with that. That was kind of okay. I think I'm just like overdoing it for myself, you know what I'm saying. So okay, that's that. I'm just bringing it together. Yeah, see, that when you want it to be subtle, you want it to be subtle, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I'm a bit darker there anyway though. Let's make a duplicate of that right now, make it darker. It's not going to be my masterpiece, okay, fair enough. A soft eraser, I'm just going to erase some of that to make the light and dark. Give it some texture, that looks better already, see? That does look better already in my opinion. But you know, that's just me doing what I do. Do as does, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to merge these layers up here. Excuse me. I'm going to go merge. I love this next part. Watch this part here. I love this. Watch when you play around with that contrast on the final when you got the layers together, you see, and you get all this coming out. It's like, oh my, oh there, you know, yeah. But you can go with like a blur, you know what I'm saying, blur, real blur, slap blur on there, yo, blur it up, yo, yeah man, just blur it up like that, yo, because it looks more realistic when you do that. Now, we didn't want those the waves to be too bright either, not only because it's like dark, it's that kind of time of day, but also they're not glowing and glistening. You may have little shines, is what I was gonna say, on the sea, so you can have some twinkling and stuff. We don't need to overdo it here because we want it to look more realistic like that. Now, what I'm going to do is, before we get onto something else, I'm going to go with a black spray. Okay, we've got a brush here called Cloud, but I'm not going to be using that. We're going to be using the spray mainly in a moment as well, or like erasers and whatever the hell, you know, the spray probably. I'm going to go with a black though, and I'm just going to make this a very faint opacity layer, and I'm going to do some darkness, you know what I'm saying. We've got to be experimenting with this. We've got to really experiment that, because we don't want to overdo this one. It's adding a bit of depth here, a bit of depth. You can barely see that, barely see it, but it's there around the edges with darkness. Now I've mixed that together. Now what I'm going to do is go on to another layer, so we don't mess up the original. You can make duplicates anyways if you want back up, but save it underneath on invisible or locked as well, or whatever, you know. I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to keep this recording for a moment, then I'm going to start another recording. I'm going to choose the pink, have a low opacity spray brush, okay, and watch this. I'm going to start painting in and adjusting the opacity of the actual layer too. Not overdoing it, okay, I repeat, not overdoing it, otherwise it's going to be too dark looking, and you know, just by pressing Alt on the keyboard, holding it, and you can like go back and just choose various colours too, adjusting the opacity of the brush where I wish, where I see fit to, and just gradually painting in those colours. You can see now already where we're coming out of different things. It's kind of like the sea here, where you're having like lighter and darker areas, and the clouds seem to just form themselves. You see, I'm just cutting through that light almost, but we don't want to make it look too silly now, you know what I'm saying. But you know, and we're just like gradually refining how that plays out, that misty kind of, I don't know what to call it, you know, lighting there. Okay, see how the purple plays in, and the pink and the sky and the light and the sunset. And what we want to do is we want to see, I'm painting even more sunlight on there just by picking the colours, and I love the way it picks up as well. It picks up colours from every layer, providing you've got those settings set. I'll say that, okay. I'm even going over the beach here a little bit just to cover with that black there, just picked up a little bit of that off. I'm going to go with a bit of purple too on there, that dark purplish blue, and just put a bit of that on there for effect. I don't know. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to I think we're kind of done. I don't want to mess this sky up, see. You don't want to do that like I just did. No. You know, and what I'm going to do now though is I'm going to I love the way you can do is pulling the clouds across here. Like I can just pull that bit of light across here. You see that? It's just incredible. See, I'm just like bringing that light across and just touching that light there. I find it intensifies with if you have a smaller brush head. So you know, if you get a brush head, man, you want to talk to your barber, man. No, just kidding. But I'm just saying, I'm just kind of now lighting up the bottom areas of the clouds, or closer cloud areas, or the mist to the sun, basically, or where the sun's touching them ever so gracefully, you know. Okay, there. And close, okay. A few things like that, even close here, little bits and pieces up closer here. Okay, please excuse me, the camera just cut out. But you know, you win some, you lose some, you know what I'm saying? Go to the next layer. I mean, I should really set these to like hard light if you're painted light. And people keep talking about this, oh, soft light, man. Make sure it's soft light, you know, not hard light. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, man? Just gradually work the hard light. You want light, have light, you know, that's the way I see it, you know what I mean? But you work the opacity and the softness and what you're using, you can make things gradual. When you try hard light, at least, either in this software or others, it doesn't really seem to do much for me, at least, for me, you know, everybody has different styles and stuff. That's all I'm saying. Now, certain areas of the clouds are going to be lighter themselves anyway, so we're going to go in and paint some maybe some lighter cloud areas. You see, like more body to the clouds, and that's it. Because there's no point in putting light something where you haven't got it. It's still that thing where you've got to have a level of light to show the dark and dark to show the light. You know what I mean? So that's still there. You know. Oh, careful. Keep pressing that Windows button rather than the Alt from time to time, you know, on the keyboard. But you know, now from here we're going a bit overboard, if you've noticed, so we're going to go and choose some of that red again and just quieten this down a bit. Choose some of that reddish pink colour. You know, opacity is different on different layers, so you know, as well. And I think we got like ourselves a little scene there, you know. What you think, you know? Go with that white there, carefully, very carefully, just graze the top of the sea there to make it a bit more fainter. And when you go over just ever so slightly, it's bringing out some of those brush strokes and those little shines and things there, those little, you know, ripples to make it look more like water, you know. What else I want to do, I don't know why, but something's telling me, first of all, let's merge this bitch up. Something's telling me I want to go over on another layer and just try giving a touch of pink mist or something across this. I don't know what it is. It's something telling me. Yeah, it's kind of like helps this cover this beach part. I don't know. Just make it look a bit more okay. I don't know, but I guess it's all right the way it is. We'll just have it the way it is. So this is slightly. I'm going to mix these up now. Merge them. Hold on. I'm going to merge these two down, and now I'm going to do the final touches. I'm not going to add any more glistening on the sea or anything like that, or touches to the waves, because I think I'll mess it up. I'm going to just make a duplicate of this layer, make a darker one, slightly darker, bear in mind, and I'm going to go to the soft eraser, very low opacity, and we're going to gradually bring out that light in the distance. You see there? Glow that motherfucker. Excuse my language, you know. And then just work it out closer and closer to us, like a what do they call those, vignette, however, just like that thing where it gets slightly darker when it's closer to us, you see, but like further out it is bright, you know, and it's like, it gives that depth to it, at least I find. Let's adjust the darkness ever so slightly. You see what I'm saying, right? Or the brightness. Now what we could do even from here is we could even do that, play around there with the contrast only a little bit like that, you see. Sometimes you'll find that it brings the best out, but you don't want to play around too much with the contrast because it can destroy your work sometimes. Now we're going to go here, we're going to go to tone curve again, give that another look. So be careful too, because sometimes it's even like that, you see. Now when you get something like that, it looks good, you know, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that down, do a duplicate of that, sorry, go to the tone curve, excuse me, go to the tone curve, bring that down like we just saw, you know, okay, and now you see, you know what I mean, bro, you know. Now I'm going to start erasing softly, carefully. We've got a few marks there, I don't know how they come about. We're going to clean them up in a minute, but we're just going to start, you know, oh, careful man, that's looking like God rays or something. Let's go over here now and we're going to start erasing certain parts to show the light. You know, oh my god. And we're just bringing that light into effect. Bringing the realist stuff, you know. But you've noticed though there's an effect there. Have you noticed that? You'll notice there's an effect there what we're getting. I don't know what that is, a bit of a darkness on the right hand side. Let me just merge that down, I think it's to do with like the contrast, bringing up certain, like, you know, little mishaps and stuff. But it does. It's not something we can't clean, painstakingly, you know, clean. But we'll try to do it. You know, we'll try and clean up what we can. It's just a case of using a blurry, you know, low opacity brush. We've got a new layer as well, and we can clean up that. It's not too much fuss. It's like just like what Bob Ross always says, you know. So you don't have accidents. We don't have mistakes. We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents. You know what I mean? And you just gradually work things. That's all you do. So I'm going in for a bit of white. You see here, a bit of pink, and you just gradually wipe things out, clean them out. You see, like that, as if they weren't there. You try to, at least, you know. Go over that a little bit there. See. Okay, I'm going to do that the best I can. Just see how I mean, yeah, you see like that, see? You see how you just clean, oops, excuse me, see how you just clean things up there? You know, a bit of white up, a bit of light up there, see? Clean a few things out. Kind of like lost some of that darkness, I feel now, but we'll get it back. Hold on. Yeah, because you've still got like dark areas, see, so I can still paint some of that in there. It's okay, you know what I mean? See, we've done, when you overdo it, these things, you can kind of like lose certain stuff you've done. See, this is the problem. I can see you just shaking your head there as I'm messing this up, but no, it's okay. It's all practice, you know. Well, that light should be underneath the cloud really there, but I'm going to bring that down ever so slightly, visibility wise. You know, you've got to be really careful with these things. You really overdo them sometimes, you know. I'm going to save it like this anyway, because we're not going to overdo this, you know. I'm going to leave it like that, because if I do too much, I'm going to confuse myself anyway, you know. God damn it. I mean, you know. You know, all these different effects, different versions, like as I adjust the brightness, the opacity. Okay. Let's go with that. Okay. Yeah, man. Whoa. Add a few things in here. Don't worry, I'm gonna just doing a few experiments here. Okay, don't worry. We're alright. I'm gonna leave it like that because it's gonna get too messy otherwise. Gonna go with a soft eraser. You know, I think we've gone a bit beyond where we can go now, so I'm gonna basically just merge them down. Like put a bit of contrast and then say that's a day with that one. Do a bit of contrast. You know, at least we got a picture. We've still got a bit of a mark there, but you know. Whatever, man. We got our picture there. I think that's all we can really do for that. Give a slight bit of a white, very gradual blur over there. You know. Damn, you know. That's really bothering me, that a little bit, but you know. That's okay. I kind of clean it up now anyway, so. Okay, a little bit of white over here on the sea. Ooh, careful. There we are, you see, just gradually cleaning it up. Bit of patience, you can do it, see? A bit of patience, you can do it indeed. Okay. And I think that's okay. I think we're overdoing it, see? Overthinking. Okay, now the last bit we're going to do on this is we're going to go for a final tone curve to save the day. After merging them down. final tone curve, and I have decided. Yeah, that's it. Okay, that's kind of just darken it right out, and nobody will notice. You know. See, that would be good, but the only thing is, you see, you still got that brightness there. I think you see when it's so bright like that, that's another problem. See, we still need to clean it up. So hold on, bring that down a little bit. You see, I don't know what it is with this, but it's cool. Okay, now we're going to go in with that eraser. Carefully does it, Richard. Carefully does it, Richard. Okay. Carefully does it. No, I messed it up already, ain't I? Hold on. Okay, we can just have it like that. I think maybe have it like that. Just I'm having trouble like getting rid of that dark purple area you see over here on the sky there. That's what's pissing me off. Excuse my language. I don't want it to be too dark either, this whole area. You go with that spray. You just can't give up if you want it to be good, you know. You can't. I've got to gradually go in. Zoom. Here we go. I think I've done it. Here we go. There you go. That's it. I've probably done it now. Go with a few dark areas here. Bit balance here. And there we go, you know. Okay, I think that's it. More or less done. Put some light over here. You know. Go with a little bit of a dark blue over here. Say, oh, excuse me. Clean that up a bit. We're okay, don't worry. Just cleaning a few things up over here. You know. And I think that's just what we're going to have, you know, we're going to have it like that. There's not much we can do about that, we're just going to have it as it is. If I go in there with a normal brush now. Pen, sorry. Whoa! Didn't realise I was painting on a dark one. Wow, yes, it can be hard sometimes on your art, can. It really can, but you get there, you know. I'll see you if you get there. See, now it looks like I'm painting on the goddamn land or something. I'm not trying to do that, you know. I'm trying to pick darker colours here. I think just mess some of that sea up. Look, you see how I just gradually messed it up there. See? Yeah, I'm going to leave it like that. Leave it as it is. I'm just going to leave it like that. That's what we're going to have for a picture. Okay. We'll go with the brightness one more time. Just to have it like that, I think, you know. I don't want it too dark, you see, but, you know, we're already there, sort of thing. I'm going to save that as the picture, okay? Save that. This is King 1, 2. Should be right. King 1, as in choice 1, behind door 1, and it's image 2. Should be right. Folder, King 1. Go for PNG. King 1. And the image is 2. Okay. And then there we go. So is that right? Is it going to save or what? There we go. There you go. There we go, man. So that's the image, yo. That's what it is, man. That's how it do. And there we go. One by the sea there. Could be a photo, couldn't it? I don't know. Okay, so I want to say see you again next time here In the next video we're going to do the other picture, which is the negative ending. This is the peaceful, positive ending, should be, okay? And then we've got more videos to do. Let's see more videos again. So let's get on with this, okay? See you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much for watching this, okay?